A sprint review. A sprint review is a very important event where we show the business, our stakeholders, what we have done for that particular sprint. Now, it's again looking like the word review means. We are reviewing the sprint to be able to see as a team what were we able to accomplish. We invite the stakeholders and we invite our teams to come take a look at what we have done. It's a demo or a demonstration of our work for that iteration of that sprint. So the outcome we are looking for from that event is for the business or our stakeholders to be able to see what we have done and be like, I like this. Is there a way that we can change this or change that? We want them to be able to give us that feedback, because without that feedback, how do we know we're building a solution that the customer really wants? So we want them to see what we have done, albeit incremental, a subset of the total solution, but they should be able to give us some feedback so that as a team, we can pivot, we can iterate, we can change. So that sprint review is a very important event. The business comes in, they see the work that we committed to doing. Typically the development team demos, a member of the development team who worked on that element or who understands it, demos that work to the business. The business looks at it, typically a working software, not a slide, not some PowerPoint. It is a working software. The business interacts with it, use the application where necessary, and give feedback. That feedback goes back to the backlog. The product owner and the team figures out how to implement that feedback. Is this something that can be done within this sprint, or is it something that has to be done as an enhancement in the next sprint or future sprints? That determination is up to the product owner and the team to be able to decide, but the business communicates, that feedback. The Scrum Master is paying very close attention during that meeting to be able to figure out what else is coming out of that interaction. What open-ended, powerful questions can be asked to the stakeholders to extract their thinking on what they just saw, on what they just interacted with, which is the application that they are using, that they just used, and get them to really express themselves in a way that the team can have useful feedback or actionable feedback that they can make changes upon. So as a Scrum Master, you are facilitating that conversation, asking questions to the business to say, so how do you feel about this application? Open-ended questions that gives them an opportunity to really express themselves. And voila, the meeting ends with that understanding by the team that the stakeholder have accepted the application or the work that has been done for that iteration, or the stakeholder has some feedback that they are going to incorporate into subsequent sprints. That's it. The sprint review is complete. So it's, again, at a high level, it is a demo, a demonstration of the work that the team has done in the last sprint or the last iteration, but it allows us to be able to see the progress that the team has made towards building a complete solution. If the feedback that comes out of it is a very important output, and the product owner and the team figures out when do they implement that feedback while building this solution. Now, if they implement that feedback in maybe the future iteration, next iteration, or next sprint, and they call back those stakeholders should be able to see that feedback that has been implemented. The product owner should call it out to say, in the last review, you gave this feedback. Well, we have implemented it. Would you want to check it out? How does it make you feel? What do you think? And then we want to hear the customer give us another feedback. So we go through this process as we build the solution, bringing in what we refer to as customer centricity, bringing the customer into the middle of the conversation and making sure that what we're building is aligning with what they are thinking, what they would like to see. That way, there is a close relationship, handshake, as it were, between the development team and the business as they build their solution. Going back to the Agile principle or the Agile manifesto that says that customer collaboration over comprehensive documentation. So we want to collaborate with the customer very closely, and one way to do so is through the sprint review.